Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome to another ADD ADHD rant. Here, I talk about multiple topics regarding news and entertainment for a brief period of time. This week's ADD ADHD rant starts off on a down note because we lost two actresses that are known for their roles in the field of journalism. And that's Margo and Yuriko Hoshi. Margo Kidder is predominantly known to most as Lois Lane in the Richard Donner Superman movies. And this is the Lois Lane that I grew up with. And she's the one that basically physically embodies Lois, more so than anyone, And while she's famous for that, people tend to forget that Margo Kidder was a scream queen. Like, her last role that I saw her in a movie with was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but people forget that she was actually the wife in Amityville Horror, the original movie. And the one role that I really enjoyed the most of hers, which I personally think is the reason why she became Lois, is her role as Barb in Black Christmas, a movie that I do intend to review, just not sure if it's going to be October or December. But Barb was clearly the show stealer of Black Christmas, as like basically the embodiment of second wave feminism, with her, crudeness, her excessive drinking, her being in your face all the time, and smart aleck remarks. So I personally feel that it was her performance as Barb that got her to become Lois Lane. And no disrespect, I really feel that the chemistry between, Christopher Reeve and Margo Kidder and their romance in Superman and Superman 2, mainly Superman 2, is the reason why they had Lois Lane marry Clark Kent in the comics, so, which actually ended up happening a couple of years after Superman 2. And that's my take. But we also lost, Yuriko Hoshi. Now, Yuriko Hoshi is known for being the photographer in Mothra vs. Godzilla back in 1964. And she was actually basically, while she was a photographer, she was like, the louder voice in convincing the Shobijin to have Mothra help Japan, fight against Godzilla. And, displaying like the importance of humanity and the good nature of humanity. She was also known for playing, Naoko Shindo in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, or Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, however you want to describe it. And so we lost two amazing actresses. And yeah, so Margo, Yuriko, rest in peace. Speaking about, Godzilla related stuff, there's been a lot of Godzilla news for the past couple of days. Not only with the saddened passing of, Yuriko, but also, a couple of things regarding the third installment of Godzilla anime trilogy, regarding the future of Toho. And I already did one that was random on the Godzilla anime, and I recorded one video regarding Toho's future. But there's one thing that I want to touch upon, and that's something that hasn't been talked about. The reviews of the second anime movie, Godzilla Sitting on the Edge of Battle. I have not heard a review of that movie. It's Sunday, and no one's talked about it, and the movie came out on Friday in Japan. That's very troubling. So I'm curious about what's going on with like Godzilla, sitting on the edge of battle. Getting out of Japan and going back to the US, where this is some old news, but it's pretty exciting that I didn't get to talk about it, Sylvester Stallone is going to star in one more Rambo movie, and we're getting Rambo 5. Now, I love the Rambo movies. I'm a huge fan of both the first movie and the second movie. More of a bigger fan of the second movie. The second movie is my favorite movie, or movies thus far. But I enjoyed the fourth movie a lot, and I'm surprised of how many people on YouTube are saying that they enjoyed the fourth movie. Because I remember when the fourth movie came out, and a lot of people were panning it. So glad to hear that the fourth movie gets a lot of love. But the fifth movie has Rambo going against the Mexican cartel, and the Rambo movies always find a way to incorporate, you know, some awareness of things within, you know, both, you know, politics regarding the military, you know, and geopolitics. And I hope that basically Rambo 5 not only is a kick-ass action movie, but it gives some nuance to the complexity of basically immigration from Latin America and how these and their innocent victims and desperately fleeing, you know, basically the tyranny of the drug cartels in Latin America. So I hope it gives a spotlight on the complex nuances on that. You know, time will tell. Not only will time will tell with that, but, you know, I also hear that DC is actually going to do a Doom Patrol TV show. Now, most people don't really know about the Doom Patrol. The only reason that I know about the Doom Patrol is because I'm a fan of Gar Logan, aka Beast Boy, aka Changeling of the Teen Titans. And prior to him joining Teen Titans, he was a member of the Doom Patrol. I'm mixed about it. You know, from what I remember of the Doom Patrol, I remember them being dead, but comic books nowadays. Somewhat similar to Marvel's Mutants, as pretty much like shown as outcasts and misfits, and people like really didn't like them because of their looks, but they would constantly do the right thing and try to save humanity a lot of times. So, you know, with the Titans TV series on streaming, I'm wondering how are they going to incorporate Beast Boy's relationship to the Doom Patrol? Time will tell with that one. Let me end off this ADD ADHD rant with some good news. Rick and Morty is confirmed back. Yes, finally. You know, now I'm going to admit I jumped on the Rick and Morty bandwagon last season. When I got into season 3 and I started watching, I ended up going backwards further and watching the other 2 seasons. And there were some squabblings about while season 4 was greenlit, it wasn't like formally announced due to some controversy with, you know, the show creator and everything, blah, blah, blah. But it is official. Rick and Morty is definitely coming back with 70 episodes. So it's going to be awesome. And I'm so fucking psyched for that. But that's all I have to talk about this week. I know there are other things I'll get to. But, you know, what are some things you would like me to talk about in my next ADD ADHD rant? Please drop me a comment below. Give me a like. Follow me on Facebook at Token Dave or on Twitter at Token Dave 80. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, dorky token black guy, just trying to get by. I'll catch all of y'all later.